We bid you a warm welcome to the Ford Fox Sports 1 College Football pregame. Sponsored by Ford F-Series. Built Ford tough. Travon Boykin looking to help TCU make history as we begin our day of college football on Fox Sports 1. Snow and wind was in the forecast, and in the land of rock chalk Jayhawk, it's positively balmy. The Horned Frogs of TCU come a-calling from Fort Worth to take on the Kansas Jayhawks. It's senior day. Back in September, they made a coaching change. In October, a quarterback change. And now, they look for a November victory to always remember against TCU as the Horned Frogs look to make a bit of their own history by impressing the committee in the dawning of the college football playoff era. And the current standings show that the body of work for now has TCU looking good. Hi again, everyone. Tim Brando alongside the quarterback, Brady Quinn. Now, that's the good news for TCU. Here's the bad. Most of the proverbial hay is in the barn. Most of the big impact wins are in their rearview mirror. What they've got to do now is win and win impressively.
Yeah, and it starts with the quarterback position. The Heisman candidate, Travon Boykin, he's been electrifying this year, both passing the football and running the football. He's the second leading rusher on this team. He'll need to continue to play well if they want to impress this committee in the rankings.
Got to get it done. The pedal to the metal for the Horned Frogs in the elements. And on senior day in Lawrence, Kansas, the opening kick when we come back right here on Fox Sports 1.
I'll tell you what an outstanding performance by Smith so far. This guy's got the speed. He's got the tools.
Man, this guy can plumb like nobody's business. Terry Bradshaw here. The pros at Ferguson sure can get you what you need when you need it, and fast. Hey, how about some tunes?
From the warehouse to the job site, whatever it takes, we'll take you there. Put us to work for you at Ferguson.com.
What does it really mean to be the best? To us, it means giving you a wide selection of products, the best advice, the best service, and an unbeatable price with our price match guarantee. Expert service, unbeatable price, Best Buy.
Good morning.
Morning.
Your morning could use a hand. Taco Bell Steak and Egg AM Crunch Wrap with a hash brown inside. A whole breakfast in one hand.
There are more reasons than ever why now is the best time to be on Verizon. 1. Verizon's the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in the country. That's right, America, with XLTE in over 400 markets. 2. And here's something for families to get excited about. Our best pricing ever. Get 2 lines with an incredible 10 gigabytes of data to share for the low price of $110. Or just $140 for a family of 4. And 3. Get a $150 credit for every line you switch. The more you switch, the more you get. Verizon.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Everybody knows that. Well, did you know genies can be really literal? No.
What is your wish? No. Okay, $1 million.
Oh, no. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Kay Jewelers. Tim Brando alongside Brady Quinn. Mike Pereira will join us from time to time when officiating circumstances permit. Here at Memorial Stadium, as you look at Gary Patterson, what a remarkable run. I said this the other day, and I believe it. In the modern era, meaning the BCS era forward, I don't know of a program that's flourished any more than TCU under his tutelage. You look at this season, what they've been able to do, pretty incredible. And for Clint Bowen, an opportunity afforded a Kansas native to perhaps become a head coach. And as they say, the opportunity presents itself usually at times when you would never expect, having played here, been a defensive coach here, a coordinator, and now head football coach for the rest of this season. Some of these fans coming off of a trip to Fog Allen Fieldhouse for the opening game in basketball last night, ready for senior day today, and a chance to really rattle the chains of college football if they can pull off the unthinkable against the TCU Horned Frogs. That's Cameron Eccles-Looper, who's back deep, one of the many track stars on this team. And here is the kick coming from Trevor Bardula. And it's taken out to the 32-yard line, squibbed out there. And let's get the three things, Brady Quinn, that we need to know when TCU has the football.
Well, Trevon Boykin's going to be running the football a little bit more than usual given the inclement weather. He's a big part of that TCU running game. Aaron Greed filled in for the injured B.J. Catalong, but didn't really miss a beat. Ran very well last week. He'll continue to run the football strong today. And Colby Listenby, one of the very fast wide receivers for TCU on the outside. Look for deep balls to go to him all day long.
Right away, they go empty. 5 wide receivers set. Pump fake. And he goes underneath to David Porter. Young man from DeSoto High School, senior, DeSoto, Texas. Stopped by Tevin Shaw, the nickel backer in the Kansas defensive deployment. As you look at the numbers, 4th most in BCS in total yards for Trevon Boykin, who has burst onto the scene now as truly a Heisman candidate. Has a chance to get invited to New York, no doubt about that. Aaron Green is the lone setback in for the injured B.J. Catalan, who did not make the trip. And he goes with a quick out to Ty Slanina, their possession receiver. He's tackled by Cassius Sendish, one of the 20 seniors honored today before the proceedings got underway from Waldorf, Missouri.
Clint Bowen talked about wanting to play soft coverage and not allowing TCU to beat them deep. You're seeing that so far as TCU has taken advantage of the underneath shorter routes in the passing game.
3rd down and a yard to go, less than a yard really. Green remains in the backfield. Dotson, one of the real leading receivers of this team, is flanked to the bottom of your screen, number 9. Boykin keeps it. Looks as though he may have forged ahead just enough to move the chains. Keon Stowers, senior, wonderful story. Kind of leader he's become, making the tackle.
The defensive scheme coming into this game placed a lot of importance on not only assigning someone for the running back, but also the quarterback in this zone read option that TCU runs. Unfortunately, right there, though, Kansas could not cover Trevon Boykin. Did a nice job of disguising the play.
Boy, they really got a poor spot, I think. They actually are going to measure this. The old right foot versus left foot spot coming from the other direction, and it may be a 4th down situation here. I certainly felt that last lunge had gotten him the 1st down. We shall see. Yep, by half the football. I know I'm getting up in years, but I thought for a moment, gee whiz, I would hate to have called that a 1st down when it wasn't.
No, it looked like he had gotten across the line of scrimmage as he extended.
They spot the ball squarely at the 43-yard line. Look at this. Just unbelievable what they've done in opening drives. Always coming out of the gates early. Very well, this TCU team. Except in the West Virginia game, which was the only game that would rival the weather that we have here today in Lawrence. Again, they go with the out pattern to Porter, and they missed the opportunity of the tackle, and that's when they'll burn you. David Porter inside the 35-yard line of Kansas. That's a 24-yard pickup.
Cassius Sendish misses a tackle in space, and that's what makes TCU's offense so dangerous. It's an open field. Once they make a defender miss, they've got a lot of room to run in this spread offense. You know, on the flip side, going back, Kansas's defense has either forced a 3-and-out or a turnover in 5 of 9 games. So far, TCU winning the battle of first possessions.
And again, a good quality out pattern thrown to Ty Slanina. Quality pickup inside the 30 to the 27-yard line, and that's what they do. They get out in front of the chains, always second and manageable. Aaron Green checks back into the game, and they play fake it to him. Boykin outside the tackle box, throws it away.
Good pressure by Tevin Shaw, number 30, coming off the edge for KU, forcing Trevon Boykin to do the smart thing and throw the football away.
So 3rd down and 5 coming up. Colby Listenby is checked back into the game. And Josh Dotson, will be at the bottom of your screen. You talk about a tough matchup in man coverage, which is something Kansas cannot do a lot of.
Right there at the bottom of your screen, Dotson as well. Tough in man coverage, especially when they're playing pressed.
Quick cross right to his man Slanina. Touchdown. The slant worked perfectly. 27 yards, and the Horned Frogs get the early lead.
TCU is so tough to defend. They have so many weapons at the wide receiver position. As you watch Ty Slanina, he just basically takes a few steps forward and gets leverage on Tevin Shaw on the inside. Something Clint Bowen talked to us about was they don't match up very well with TCU at the wide receiver position. They feel comfortable with Ja'Cory Shepherd and Dexter McDonald, but besides that, they've got to play a lot more zone coverage to not get exposed.
They were hoping for elements to maybe slow down this Horned Frogs air raid juggernaut. Yes, it's calm, the wind, and a little precip, and a TCU lead.
This is Sean. We saw him holding a Bud Light, which means he's up for whatever happens. In this case, Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, challenge you to a little football game. Don't get nervous. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Jimmy Johnson has dominated the electric football circuit.
Yeah, look at the little Jimmy run. He's hurt. He's pushing through. He's pushing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens.
It was the best day. It was the best day. It was the best day. It was the best day because of you.
We make a great pair. Great pair.
Huh?
Progressive and the great outdoors. We make a great pair.
Right. Totally. That's what I was thinking.
Covering the things that make the outdoors great. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Sprint has done it again. First, there was the Sprint Family Share Pack. A family of 2, 4, or even 10 gets unlimited talk, text, and 20 gigabytes of data to share with the entire family for only $100 a month. That's double the high-speed data of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Double the data. And now check out Sprint's new unlimited plan. Individual lines of unlimited data, talk, and text at just $50 a month per line. Our lowest price ever. Enjoy either plan with iPhone 6 for $0 down. Sprint, it's the best value in wireless.
Enter the Quicken Loans Drive Home a Winter Sweepstakes for a chance to win a full year without mortgage payments and a new Chevy SS Performance Sedan. Enter the Quicken Loans Drive Home a Winter Sweepstakes today at QLRacing.com.
Hey, searching for a great used car? You got it. Just say, show me millions of used cars for sale at the all-new Carfax.com, where now you can search with the power of Carfax. Just say, show me cars with no accidents reported. Boom. Or how about, show me cars with only one owner? Pretty cool. Plus, we're the only site where you get a free Carfax report with every car listed. So find the cars you want, avoid the ones you don't. Start your used car search at Carfax.com.
Can't make it to the game? You can home gate right from your couch with ballpark patties. So American, you can taste it. I got to tell you, that goes on at Chateau Brando every Saturday.
I think I'm going to get one of those at halftime.
Really good. Well, they score 70% of the time. That's Doug Meacham there with the sunshades on, one of the co-offensive coordinators. This time they go 67 yards. By the way, Boykin was 5 of 6, scintillating for 66 of those yards. And here's the kick. Coming down to Ja'Cory Shepherd inside his 5. Another one of those seniors being honored today. Takes it ahead to the 25-yard line. And another look at this touchdown.
Clint Bowen decides to come with pressure on 3rd and 5, which leaves a void in the middle of the defense. Trevon Boykin's been so effective this season, recognizing the blitz and getting to his quick answers. And then Slanina does the rest for the touchdown.
Very important now as you look at this marvelous start that the Frogs have gotten with Trevon Boykin, that Cummings and company answer for Kansas. Tony Pearson, who's been moved back into the backfield, having been a wide receiver. In fact, that's what he was doing on September 27th when we were last here for the game with Texas. Marcus Mallett makes the stop.
And Gary Patterson talked about how effective Tony Pearson was in the running game. He was one of those guys that they really felt like they need to be aware of wherever he's at all times because he is so versatile.
Play fake to him this time. Then they go wide to Harwell, number 8. And the coming story is really very significant. Youngster from Killeen, Texas. His leadership skills, more than those yards, probably matter most to Clint Bowen right now.
I think that and his toughness. You know, you'll see throughout the game, he'll take some shots, but he stands in and delivers the throw, and he's made good decisions. He's taken care of the football, and he's allowed his team to stay in games and really played one of his best games last week in their win versus Iowa State.
Yeah, and he got knocked out of the game for a couple of series, you might recall, in that game. Returned and then led them to victory. They got out of the gates with a quick 24-0 start, hung on to win 34-14. And the south end goalpost came down at the end of the game. Student body really loved it. That's Nigel King, who is their home run threat. He's become a legitimate deep threat. He's ushered out by Derek Kindred, the junior from San Antonio, the free safety.
It's going to be a hold on one of the wide receivers on the outside. Once Nigel King came back around his wide receiver, he really had no other option other than try to hold on to the defender. It might be on Trey Parmalee, number 11.
Greg Burks is our referee.
Holding. Number 11, offense, 10 yards, previous spot, foul, first down.
Correct. It was Parmalee. You were right on top of it, Brady. That'll back him up.
Well, TCU brought an all-out blitz, and in that case, they throw a quick screening outside. But as you watch Parmalee get locked on there, he really has no choice but to try to hold as King tries to go back outside of the block. Well defended by TCU.
Second down, 11. Pearson again remains in the backfield. On the read, they go cross to Jermaine Mundine, and the tight end, who almost always is sure-handed, can't bring that one in.
Yeah, he's the best in the Big 12 in receiving as a tight end. He reminds me a lot of Charles Clay for the Miami Dolphins. He's kind of that hybrid. He can be in the backfield almost as a fullback, but he runs great routes as a tight end position. I think he's got a bright future, but he's got to make those easy catches.
Third down, 11. That pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Justin McKay was the intended receiver, but that ball was tipped.
It looked as if Michael Tcu got in there a hand on it.
Yeah, 93. Watch that big mitt get up. Beautifully done by Tcu. So a punt formation. Pardula, who's really done an outstanding job, hit one for 72 yards earlier this year, averaging just under 45 for boot.
They nicknamed him Legatron.
Love that. Cameron Eccles looper back deep. There's the pressure, and there's the flag as a result. Eccles looper is going to be dumped at the 25. No denying, though, that they ran right into him there at the 25-yard line.
It looked like Paul Whitmill almost had a chance to block that.
Roughing the kicker. Number 44, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
That goes on Whitmill, the freshman linebacker from Bastrop, Texas, Bastrop High School.
Well, Paul Whitmill is going to come off the edge. And what they teach you to do is put your hands on the football, because then if you make contact with a punter, it's no longer a personal foul. In this case, he just flat out misses and gets the punter instead.
And I got to tell you, he was too good there. The rush was too good. He
got there a
overshot
little
it.
too early.
Plus, the left footer, I think a right-footed kicker, you definitely get the pa-boom if it's a right foot rather than left-footed kicker. So a break for Kansas, and they get the first down to the 49-yard line of TCU. That keeps the vaunted TCU offense off of the field. And an ad-lib job gone bad that time for Cummings as Anthony Tejada, the redshirt freshman from Frisco, Texas, comes in from the cornerback spot to make the tackle. That's a loss of a couple. Second and 12.
Again, credit the TCU defense. Really nowhere to go. Everyone played very sound and disciplined. They set an edge. Tejada was the outside defender, forcing Cummings to go back inside. Nowhere to go.
It is wide open for Pearson. Inside the 40, that's a first down to the 37-yard line. Chris Hackett, the stop. Boy, this is just gashing between the tackles here.
Yeah, I'd like to see KU continue to give Tony Pearson the football and keep running up the gut. They've been most effective in that so far today. They've got to keep relying on that if they want to have it pay off later on in this game in the play-action pass.
Corey Avery will take it this time, just into the game for Pearson, and he burrows inside the 35, near the 33. Paul Dawson, who is the leader of this defense, 95 tackles to lead the Horned Frogs coming in, makes the stop. Well, you talk about a motor. He's got one of the best in college football.
He does. He's very effective in the running game, but he also has 3 interceptions this season. He's got great hands, a good ability to be around the football. Just has that sense to be around the football.
Corey Avery in motion on 2nd and 6. Cummings. Well, that one should have been picked. Dawson in position for it. He got away with one there.
It looked like Cummings was anticipating Nick Harwell running a little juke route, but he stops instead of going back across the defender, and Michael Cummings anticipates him being where he thinks he should be. And Paul Dawson not using those hands with this cold weather. Sometimes it's a little harder to bring in those tougher passes to catch.
Parmalee and King have gone flanked to the top of your screen. Avery in the backfield. On 3rd down. Nice little curl to King. He's got it. At the 25-yard line and a first down for Kansas.
Nigel King, number 9's been their big play wide receiver of late. Him and Michael Cummings have really developed a relationship over the past few weeks. He trusts him tremendously. Last week versus Iowa State on a 3rd and 19, he threw up a go route to him that really sealed the win for Kansas.
Avery remains in the backfield. 10th play of this drive. Gets ahead for a couple of yards, and that's it. Here's the 3rd down conversion.
It's going to be a tight throwing window. And Nigel King does a nice job of getting his hands out in front and using his body to separate him between the defender and the ball.
You know, talking with their offensive coordinator, just moved into that position after the coaching change was made, Eric Keesaw. He'll tell you that the mechanics might be a little bit messy with Cummings, but boy, his intent, his leadership, and his toughness, you could never question as Tony Pearson is stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
And he knows where to go with the football. That's another big part of playing the quarterback position, is knowing where to go with the football, making smart, sound decisions, and he's done that. He's been able to lead drives and get points on the scoreboard to allow his defense to be able to get some rest, especially when you play against these fast-paced Big 12 offenses.
Well, this is a senior-laden team that has gone through quite a facelift in the aftermath of the dismissal of Charlie Weiss. Pearson is back in the backfield. Play fake is to him. Looping it long into the corner of the end zone. Out of bounds is Justin McKay. Boy, he did all he could to stay in. It was a marvelous catch. He just ran out of real estate.
When you look at the height difference on the outside between the Kansas wide receivers and the defensive backs, they've got about a 3-4 inch advantage. So they're going to throw a lot of these go routes and jump balls and try to just make plays downfield. In that case, just a little too deep.
This is a very important field goal from 40 yards because Matthew Wyman has had a couple blocked this year. He's only 1 for 4 from 40 to 49 yards. And they got and decided to let it go, and they got basically a fake out of it, and it works. Millweed, the backup quarterback. TJ Millweed makes the pass, and Trent Smiley, 85, comes away with it. I was unsure as whether the snap was low or if it was a design fake. I think it was a design fake.
I don't think it was.
Oh, you don't?
No, I think the snap was low.
Snap was low.
And then they make a fire call.
Well,
in that case,
heck of a play.
I mean, everything breaks loose, and you've just got to make a play if you're that holder. Nice job by Millwood.
Well, it helps to have the sophomore from Colleyville, Texas, as your holder because he made a heck of a play. Cummings' pass is caught at the 6 by Nigel King, and he's wrapped up at the. So now they're going to say it was incomplete. He lost it as he was hit. He dropped the football. Here it is again. You know, you talk about running the wrong way to make that kind of pass.
And threading the needle. Man. There was 3 defenders in between him and the. Look at him. He's pumped up. Unbelievable. Special teams so far big right now for Kansas on this drive.
Without a doubt. Kept the drive alive with the roughing the kicker penalty. Now they run option. Inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line goes Michael Cummings. Stopped by Tevin Lawson, 99, the sophomore from Denham Springs, Louisiana. 3rd down and 6. They could get a first down without benefit of touchdown. And you know that young man wants them to cash in. That's Ron Powless, former Notre Dame quarterback, a dear friend of yours, Brady.
And he's done a great job this year working with the quarterbacks, Michael Cummings in particular, helping him progress through the season.
Well, looks like we have some pre-snap movement. Davion Pearson, 57, coming through late. And he's jawing big time, wolfing quite a bit with the offensive line of Kansas.
Ball start. Number 77 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Gibson is center.
Pretty rare you get a false start on the center.
Yeah, and it's a patchwork offensive line. We should mention that. He definitely leaned.
You know, it's funny. A lot of times you come up to the line of scrimmage. Sometimes as the quarterback, you get asked the center what the snap count's on. Sometimes the center's asking you during the play. All these things going on inside your head that you're trying to recognize out there on the field. And sometimes the simplest things like the snap count can get lost.
3rd and 11 now. Cummings' pass tipped in the air and caught by Harwell. Well, is Kansas living right on this drive? Sam Carter, the stop.
It's senior day, and it seems they have a lot of luck with them. Again, Cummings anticipating, Harwell coming across, Sam Carter, the defender. Unfortunately, the ball gets tipped up right to Nick Harwell.
Yeah, Carter tipped it into the air, then took him down. And Harwell, off the tip drill, keeps the drive alive. It's now 1st and goal from the 2.
Usually with this 2 tight end set, they like to run the football in the end zone.
Avery, touchdown! The bell tower at the Campanile, sound off.
Well, it was a little bit of luck, but they made the plays when they were there to be made, and they seem to be running the ball effectively. I think that's something they might be able to hang their hat on throughout the course of the game against this TCU defense.
And the extra point is blocked.
The attempt is blocked.
That sort of sums up what can happen. It's never easy or automatic at Kansas. Pardula's punt, not blocked. That kept the drive alive. Then, oh, by the way, a low snap. A 3rd-string quarterback makes a play. Keeps the drive alive. And then it's Avery into the end zone. Quality karma.
Lowe's presents How to Make a Snowman While Eating a Turkey Leg.
Get 15% off all GE Christmas lights at Lowe's.
This holiday season, Subway is celebrating you.
Customer appreciation is back.
Enjoy 2 favorites for $2 each. The 6-inch meatball marinara and the cold cut combo.
All that for just $2?
Yup, it's our way of saying thanks.
Subway, eat fresh.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick with a special offer from GoDaddy. Right now you can... Tony? Tony?
My bad. And action.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick with this... Hi, Are you serious?
Okay, here's Danica's special. Get Website Builder for $1. Includes a free domain name at GoDaddy.com.
Danica!
Oops.
There's a big difference between running a race and leading one. When you're in charge, you get to call the shots. How cool is that? The 2015 Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey! I like your ride. I just want to let you know. You can save a ton by switching to Progressive. Just like Squirrel here. We offer great discounts
Omaha's #1 in motorcycle insurance. Isn't this romantic?
It was.
Going the distance to save you more. Now that's Progressive.
So let me get this straight with you, Brady. We just witnessed a roughing the punter for a first down, a botched field goal, first down, third down conversion, tipped ball, then a blocked PAT, and a 17-play drive. Hello?
Well, the biggest stat there was it took 5 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock.
Absolutely.
And in a cold weather game, and you're a high-powered offense like TCU, it's never fun to be sitting there and continuing to get cold. You'd like to be able to get into a rhythm and get back out on the field and play again.
Bardula will boot it away. There is a little bit of a breeze, and they're anticipating squibs, so they anticipate by moving up, and Eccles Looper will watch this one go into the end zone for a touchback. Well, Trevon Boykin did get a little bit cold during that drive for Kansas, but boy, was he sizzling when this game opened. 5 of 6 for 66 yards already, and he's on display next.
Face the car.
Take my photo. For what? For Facebook. People actually think we're cops. Please read.
Let's be cops with wildly inappropriate extras today.
Malcolm Brown looks to carry the Texas Longhorns to victory against Oklahoma State.
Touchdown!
Tonight at 7:30 on...
If you're under the age of 80, please watch this very important message about final expense insurance. While it's never easy to talk about planning for one's funeral, it is very important to do so for many reasons. If you don't have life insurance, a final expense insurance plan pays cash to your family for final and all other expenses. If you're unable to purchase life insurance due to a pre-existing or current medical condition, call us right now for information and a free consultation. Perhaps you can't afford life insurance because of your age or because you're a smoker. Call us now and we'll guarantee you coverage. There are no tests to take and it's very affordable. Rates will never increase, the policy cannot be canceled, and there are no restrictions on how your beneficiaries can use the money. Don't delay. Call right now.
1-800-522-0061. 1-800-522-0061. 1-800-522-0061. 1-800-522-0061.
There's a fast way to a great night's sleep. Unisom Liquid. When you can't wind down, Unisom Liquid helps you fall asleep quickly. It's non-habit forming, and you wake refreshed. Unisom Liquid. A stressful day deserves a restful night.
Think of Gold Bond Men's Lotion as honey. And here come the bees. Bzz.
Bzz. Gold Bond Men's Lotion. Skin strengthening proteins plus 7 intensive moisturizers.
Man up with Gold Bond.
Sports Live. Tough, tumultuous Jessica I.
Jessica's going for it here.
Brutal, bone-crushing Leslie Smith. In a must-win bantamweight battle. Plus, don't miss the Ultimate Fighter Latin America finale. Tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox Sports 1.
7-6 our score, TCU with the ball. A reminder, our Fox 4 will be announced yet again late tomorrow. We're part of that 13-member committee, and with the exception of Florida State and Oregon being flip-flopped, the College Football Playoff Committee sees it the same way. Brady?
Yeah, and I like it with Florida State being undefeated, being in the number 2 spot. I don't like seeing them at number 3.
There's Green taking the swing pass. He is out to the 35-yard line. As I mentioned, B.J. Catalan, who's really the best and most durable of their backs, is out with that upper torso injury, did not make the trip, so he misses yet another game. We're told it's week to week. They do get an open date coming up, TCU, before they close out their season with Texas and
But Aaron Green
Iowa
can
State.
do the job. You know, he doesn't have the top end speed that B.J. Catalan does, but he's still very effective.
Over the middle they go, and it's caught by Emmanuel Porter. And the freshman of some influence has it inside the 40 to the 39. That's Isaiah Johnson, number 5, wrapping him up.
Trevon Boykin used nice touch over the middle of the field to lead Porter into open space.
Sonny Cumbie and Doug Meacham, the co-coordinators, have the motors running right now, trying to move as fast as possible here as Listenby has it at the 30-yard line. Here's another look at that Porter reception.
Nice extension by Porter, then brings it into his second hand to secure the catch. one of the most important parts. A lot of times wide receivers get lazy and just try to bring it in with one hand. He did a nice job of using both.
2nd and 4. Everyone's covered up, and that's when this guy, the former running back, can show you his talent. And does he have plenty? Trevon Boykin stopped at the 21 by Jake Love, the weak side linebacker, number 57.
One of the toughest predicaments KU's defense is in is they can't rush Trevon Boykin too hard, otherwise he'll escape out of the pocket like that. They like to try to collapse the pocket around him, but there they opened way too many running lanes for him, and once he gets loose, he's tough to bring down. He's very elusive.
Pressure points all over the field for Clint Boyd's defense to have to deal with today. Aaron Green remains the setback. Dotson, number 9, to the bottom of your screen, now in motion. Use him with a fake jet sweep action and give it to Green, who bolts ahead for a healthy gain. Jake Love again making the stop. Let's pick up a 5, 2nd and 5 coming up. Massive substitutions being made now by Kansas. They'd
like to try to get some of their defensive run stoppers up front to do the job so they can put more guys in coverage on the back end because they don't feel like they can match up in man-to-man coverage.
Dotson and Porter now to the bottom of your screen. They're going to give it to Green, who negotiates to about the 11, maybe the 12-yard line is where they're going to mark it. That's Big Ben Heaney, the senior. Well, you talk about a whale of a player in his career. May not have as many Big 12 victories in it, but he'll be remembered for a long, long time here. Leaves quite a legacy.
He does, and he leads by example. The way he plays the game. I remember, I was watching one of the games they had lost, and one of the long touchdowns, he was the only guy on the defense chasing down the ball carrier to the very end of the end zone. He plays with so much heart, and that's just something you cannot. There's just nothing to really compare that to the way he plays the game of football.
3rd and 2. That pass was deflected a bit, but still caught by Jawan Story, but he's a yard shy of the first down. And corralled by Sindish, 33.
Nice play by Sindish, using his vision, recognizing the screen early and coming up and securing the tackle.
Well, 4th down, go for it. So the norm for this man's team, Gary Patterson. See what they dial up on 4th and really a little less than a yard. Aaron Green is the setback.
And usually when they have these 2 tight end sets, they like to run the football, ensuring the line of scrimmage are getting a good push.
It is Green, and I think he may be stopped shy. Stowers, the big kid from South Carolina, number 98, was the man that met him head on. I don't think he got it. They marked it inside the 11, but not quite to the 10, and I thought he needed to make the 10-yard line. But we'll see. It's very close.
Keon Stowers, one of the leaders on the defensive line, a senior. He's played extremely stout up front all year long. You're not going to see him as much on the stat line, but he's extremely effective in doing his job and taking up 2 guys on the offensive line, so a guy like Ben Heaney can make plays.
No, he didn't get it. What a remarkable stop by the Kansas defense. And look at that. Chest bumping, high-fiving, energy and enthusiasm. And that's what Clint Bowen, only 40 years young, has brought to this team since taking over in late September. They go inside with Green, but Stowers stuffed it. And Clint Bowen, who played for Glenn Mason back in the 90s, says, yeah, we're in it, and we got it.
The DQ chicken strip basket. They call it tenderloin. I call it #delicious. They're like blizzard good. Is that too far?
Not at all, Alan. The chicken strip basket, now only $4.99. This is fan food, not fast food.
Watching, waiting for that moment where right place meets right time. And when I find it, I go for it.
At Scottrade, we share your passion for trading. That's why we give you the edge with innovative charting and trading features, plus powerful mobile apps, so you're always connected wherever you are. Because at Scottrade, our passion is to power yours.
I'm Gary Sinise, and I'm inviting any past or present member of the U.S. military to a free thank you dinner at all Golden Corral restaurants on November 17th from 5 to 9 p.m. You've served honorably, now let us serve you.
There are more reasons than ever why now is the best time to be on Verizon. 1. Verizon's the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in the country. That's right, America, with XLTE in over 400 markets. 2. And here's something for families to get excited about. Our best pricing ever. Get 2 lines with an incredible 10 gigabytes of data to share for the low price of $110, or just $140 for a family of 4. And 3. Get a $150 credit for every line you switch. The more you switch, the more you get. Verizon.
We welcome you back. I'm a little bit surprised that they are reviewing the spot up in the booth without there being a challenge from TCU. We bring in Mike Pereira from our studios in Los Angeles. This is always difficult to overturn, isn't it, Mike?
You know, I've seen so few of these overturned. Unless you get one shot that's right down the line that you can see precisely where he lands. Most every time you see that, it's usually the call on the field stands, and I certainly wouldn't be surprised if that's what we'll have here.
Remember, it's where the ball is. Here's Greg Burks.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Kansas.
Well, that's as it should be, and if you looked close at it, it's where the ball winds up. And the ball is further back with Aaron Green as he hits the deck.
Yeah, and again, give credit to Darian Johnson, Keon Stowers on the defensive line for KU. They penetrated, they pushed off the offensive line.
Well, that's the angle that I think really made sure that the officials' call stood. So Kansas with the ball at the 11-yard line, and Corey Avery is the setback, and he'll take it off the left-hand side and moves up to the 15. So how about that for momentum, though, for the Kansas offense to score the way it did and its defense to stop TCU the way it did?
Well, we talked about it before the break. Clint Bowen has brought so much energy to this team in replacing head coach Charlie Weiss. And he wants them to play with enthusiasm. That's one of the biggest things he talked about was have fun, enjoy the game, and play with enthusiasm. This is going to be fun. It's a game. It's what you love to do and what you love to play all your life.
And for many of these young people, it's the last time they get to have this much fun as seniors. DeAndre Mann in the game, ahead for about 2 yards. Third down coming up. Mann is the junior transfer. Been carrying it a bit more since the coaching change took place.
And Kansas has actually picked up their tempo since making a change to Eric Keesaw calling the plays for them. They've slowed it down here with this inclement weather, but they've usually played a pretty fast pace now since he's taken over.
On 3rd and 5, there's the slant. It's caught. Parmalee. And a first down to the 25-yard line.
Trey Parmalee hasn't seen a ton of action this year. He was injured in the beginning of the season, but his father, Bernie Parmalee, longtime NFL coach, coached me actually at Notre Dame, and he's a tremendous coach and player, and obviously it's right there in the gene pool as well in his son.
They mark it really at the 24-yard line, but it is a first down. DeAndre Mann stays in the game. And it's Mann. Met initially and then tried to bounce outside. Chris Hackett wraps him up behind the line of scrimmage after the initial hit by McFarland, number 40.
Hackett made the tackle, but it was Paul Dawson coming up on Mundine who tried to lead block there. He pushed Mundine back into the hole and really forced Mann to go back outside, and there's nowhere to go, and Hackett was able to come up and make the tackle. These safeties, number 17 Sam Carter and 1 Chris Hackett, are so active, no different than Paul Dawson around the line of scrimmage. Very effective in stopping the run.
Justin McKay and Rodriguez Coleman have come into the game for Kansas on 2nd and 10. Well, that ball was batted down, could have very easily been picked. They were trying to set up the wide receiver screen. McFarland had a real good shot at it.
McFarland has great instincts. Last week versus Kansas State, he was somewhat of the spy, which is a little bit different for a lot of defenses to use a defensive end. But he did a nice job of the moment Jake Waters got outside the pocket. He was there to make the tackle to force him to throw the football away.
3rd down and 10 from the 23-yard line. Corey Avery's come back into the game at running back. Michael Cummings. Pressure coming. He decides to tuck it. Ahead he goes with green grass ahead, and he slides down with a first down at the 43, a gain of 18.
If there's another thing you could say about Michael Cummings is that he's opportunistic. Every time he's gotten a chance to make a play, he does, whether it's with his arm or his legs. He does a nice job of being able to get up, getting the first down, and securing the football.
Just workmanlike. You see that in him, don't you? Really do.
Yeah, he comes from a military background. He's very disciplined. He doesn't say a lot. He tries to lead more by action than anything else. But an extreme competitor, and he continues to compete throughout this season.
Dropped the football. Pearson got back on top of it. And they'll blow the play dead, I think, at the 35-yard line. And now, as the play continued, Dawson didn't really, let's just say, played to the echo of the whistle. And that was not met well by some of the KU offensive linemen.
Well, Tim, it's getting a little bit chippy out there. You know, with this cold weather, sometimes it can bring out the worst in people. But
especially some of those big uglies up front.
Well, believe me, a lot of these seniors playing want to go out with the win. They don't care who they're playing against.
Coming down to the end of the first quarter, Kansas, a very representative effort against the 4th-ranked TCU Horned Frogs. Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Kay Jewelers. The second quarter is coming up here in Lawrence, Kansas.
Thursday, Kansas State looks to keep their conference dreams alive against West Virginia. This is where guts, drive, and perseverance will make a difference. Where who wants it more will be the motto. Kansas State, West Virginia, Thursday at 7 Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Telecast sponsored by Kay Jewelers.
Look around you. This is what opportunity looks like. For the dreamers, the doers, for those who exceed expectations. The path you follow is the one you make for yourself. We share these experiences. We share these possibilities. What you take from here will stay with you, always. Opportunity is waiting. Let's get started.
Where are you, man? Thought you said you'd help me move.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I just had to do a few things.
You haven't left yet?
No. No.
Moving is hard. Moving with Optimum is easy because we won't keep you waiting. Plus free installation when it's convenient for you. Call for an exclusive movers offer. Optimize your move.
Freedom. It's what happens when businesses are no longer bound by traditional communication solutions and experience the dynamic and economical advantages of LightPath Managed Services. With our fully managed cloud-based solutions, we take care of everything by removing operational complexities, reducing costs, and providing the powerful, reliable, and secure applications you want on demand. With LightPath Managed Services, we can help your organization simplify operations and strengthen customer relationships, expand network access to increase productivity, safeguard data with built-in business continuity and disaster recovery protection you can count on. We provide solutions that are simple to deploy, cost-effective, offer greater agility, and peace of mind, so you're free to focus on your business. Experience the company-wide benefits of LightPath Managed Services. Call or visit us online today.
Don't you love that shot? The student body with nothing on their bodies, heckling the guys with shoulder pads on, the opposing team. How good is that?
Well, some of those guys have a little more body mass, Tim, so they can actually keep their body temperature up.
You know, we talked a little bit about the elements in the game, and I think probably whether it's snowing or not, the bottom line is if you can keep TCU off the field, you're doing your job.
Yeah, and Kansas has been effective in creating long drives, eating up a lot of the clock, whether it's been running the football or just converting on third down.
How about this? Jimmy Mundine, first down. Boy, that was a little promenade left, promenade right, and skip doody-doo. whistles him down.
And that makes 25 of his 33 catches this year have been for first downs. He's very slippery once he gets the balls in his hands.
First down. DeAndre Mann again. That's Chris Hackett making the stop. Here's Mundine again. Look at this run.
And we talked about it before. He's not quite the size of your normal tight end. And he's not quite a fullback. He's got all sorts of ability downfield to run and cut and juke.
Senior from Denison, Texas. He's one of the, they've really got 4 guys. Eric Keesaw, their offensive coordinator, told us 4 guys that are always hot that they need to get the ball to, and he's one of them. Pulling it down is Cummings again. He's ahead to the 30-yard line. Another first down. That's Hackett making the stop. 8-yard pickup for the quarterback.
In KU's offensive system, off of some of these run reads, they have pass options. In that case, a defender came right in front of Michael Cummings. He didn't have a throwing lane, so he took off. Again, did the smart thing and got a first down out of it.
Nigel King in motion. Let's see if Cummings looks for him. Over the middle, Mundine. First down inside the 15. Well, they have found an opening, and they want to take advantage of it. Outside backers trying to stay with Mundine.
And look what makes this so effective is Jameis Mundine's route running ability. He runs a little quick out and up. He gets the linebacker to bite underneath, and then, again, secures the catch into the red zone. Such a mismatch for many defenses. Just got so much speed and ability once he gets out in space.
Parmalee has checked into the game. He's in the slot, now coming over in motion. Pearson. And he's run down by Dawson. His quickness is something special. Pearson's got a lot of giddy up, and 47 was able to run him down with no problem whatsoever.
Once Paul Dawson sees any opening, any hole created by the offensive line, he shoots the gap and he's running through. Again, just great instincts, understands the game of football from the defensive perspective, and he's a good tackler. That's something that a lot of time gets underestimated.
Particularly in today's college football. You're right. 2nd and 10. Going for the fade into the corner for Nigel King, incomplete. Well defended by Kevin White. You talk about shut-down corners. He is the guy that everyone saw as the shoe filler for Jason Verrett, and he's been up to it this season.
Yeah, he has. He matched Lockett for Kansas State last week. Lockett had a big game, and it's really not a ton of fault on his. There's a miscommunication on one particular catch and touchdown from what Gary Patterson told us, but he is a lockdown corner, and he'll match up with Nigel King throughout the day, because Nigel King, again, has been Kansas's big play wide receiver of late.
4 out of 6 on 3rd down conversions. This is another opportunity. Mundine, touchdown. He got away from Dawson.
Michael Cummings just, again, zipped another ball in there to Mundine. Mundine's been so effective.
Well, this is his drive.
A very similar route, just a little bit deeper. Fakes the out route and curls back in around the defender. And Cummings puts the ball out to open space. Very accurate and good timing.
In the college football playoff era, the committee has to take it all, look at all the precincts when they're reporting. And right now, we don't have all of the results, but we do know this. When it comes to the tight end against the linebacker, Patterson's team is losing right now, and they trail by 6.
The Lincoln MKZ, the first ever MKC, the new Navigator. The Lincoln Wishlist event is on. Right now, get exceptional limited time offers. Lease the 2015 Lincoln MKZ or MKZ Hybrid for $299 a month.
Preserver Dean, it's the things we love most that destroy us.
They're coming, Candace.
Pete is the Capitol's weapon.
been the same way you're ours. No one can survive this.
We must fight back!
The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, rated PG-13, in theaters Friday.
Cancel my morning meetings.
How about a meeting with pizza?
Where is Orion's belt?
Light years from pizza.
Dom, how do I do karate?
I don't know karate, but I know pizza.
Jiu-jitsu?
Introducing voice ordering on the Domino's app, the newest way to order.
Dom, I'm gonna need a pizza.
I thought you'd never ask.
Tell Dom what you want, or ask for this $5.99 deal.
I'm on it.
The Lincoln MKZ, the first ever MKC, the new Navigator. The Lincoln Wishlist event is on. Right now, for a very limited time, get our best offers of the year on the 2015 Lincoln MKC.
A surprising start in time for our stat comparison brought to you by the Lincoln Wishlist sales event. And how about this? Consider KU's 2 longest scoring drives this year have been in this game. 5 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock, a 17-play drive, and 6:18 on a 14-play, 89-yard drive.
I think they found something. With their win last week versus Iowa State, they really played a nice complimentary football game, and they brought that momentum into senior day here in Lawrence.
I'm guessing a few phone calls are being made on campus to some of the student body. You might want to get in here and watch this. It's special. There's Eccles Looper with the return. World-class speed. One of those track stars, and we've got flags down, a couple of them, on his return. Eccles Looper's father, by the way, is a running backs coach. Curtis Looper was on that Auburn staff that won the national championship in 2010. Greg Burks, our referee, will clear things up.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 6 of the return team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
Let's take a look at the touchdown, and they were just getting past the linebacker the whole game.
It's going to be an out and up. Paul Dawson's going to be responsible for Jameis Mundine and coverage. And now I want you to watch the offensive line for KU providing enough protection for Michael Cummings to be able to deliver a nice, accurate ball on time. The protection's a big key. But again, Jameis Mundine running great routes and is able to get open. He's a mismatch right now for the linebackers for TCU.
That was his drive. Aaron Green carries. He's head to about the 16-yard line to Darian Johnson, who along with Keon Stowers provided the stop on 4th down that ignited Kansas in that 89-yard 17-play drive.
These seniors are truly playing inspired here on their last game in Lawrence. The defensive front has done a nice job, again, allowing the linebackers for KU to make plays all year long. Now they're starting to make some plays on their own.
Look at that number. That's amazing. The ball control. A lot of times, that's a stat that doesn't hold up. Ball control in today's game as Eccles Looper is stopped after the quick curl shy of the 20 at the 18-yard line. But in today's game so far, ball control has been the story for Kansas.
And that's the enemy of TCU, right? They want to get on the field and play a bunch of plays.
Oh, that's picked off by Shepard. Touchdown, Kansas.
And Tim, I'm going to be interested to see if they make a call for 12 men on the field. KU tried to substitute someone on, then ran him back off the last minute. While the play was going on, TCU rushed to get the play off. And Trevon Boykin really without seeing to the outside threw a ball that Ja'Cory Shepard was all over.
You think that maybe is what Patterson's talking about?
It's got to be, because it looked confusing to me seeing two defensive backs right in that area. So I'm a little bit confused why Trevon Boykin made that call.
Yeah, and here's the flag.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Wow.
Previous play is under further review.
Wow. Great call, Brady. And Gary Patterson was right on it, too.
Right down there was where I saw two guys kind of in the same vicinity. And you're going to see Greg Allen run back off the field. The ball's already snapped.
Yep. And that's one you can't miss.
No, and the hard thing is that's what TCU does by running this fast-paced offense. It puts so much pressure on the defense, so when they want to substitute, they really can't.
You're right.
The offense has to substitute in order for the defense to be allowed to, and in that case, they didn't.
But I will say this. I think Gary Patterson had to make them aware of it. That flag came down awfully late. That was not a flag that was down early.
There was 12 players on defense, and it was illegal substitution. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I think you got to credit the defensive staff at TCU, the guys on their headsets getting in touch with Gary Patterson, who can see probably a lot less than they can see. And he very quickly got to the officials, the side judge, and let them know.
I'm sure Sonny Cumbie up in the box saw that immediately and called down and tried to make the officials aware of it.
I mean, that's just good coaching. Very protective coaching, and the officials did ultimately get it right.
And a break that would have gone the way of Kansas, the way this game's gone.
Wow. Aaron Green remains in the backfield for the injured B.J. Catalan, who, as we mentioned earlier, did not make the trip. They go option wide side, and it'll be very close. Tadarian Johnson again in on the stop. I'm not sure he made it. It'll be very, very close. It's 4th down.
The KU defense strung out the TCU offense as they try to run the speed option to the outside. Nowhere for Trevon Boykin to go. There was someone there assigned for the pitch man. Nice job by the KU defense to, again, capitalize and get off the field.
They were punt safe there. I think not sure if they were going to go for it or not. And a fair catch is called for by Harwell. Off the punt from Ethan Perry. 43 yards. Momentum remains with Kansas. Bowen thought he had a pick 6. Gary Patterson got the word from upstairs, was on top of it. TCU dodges one, but they're trailing.
When a pro at any 2014 PGA Tour event sinks a hole-in-one, Quicken Loans could pay your mortgage for an entire year.
Truly amazing.
Enter today at pgatour.com/Quicken Loans.
This holiday season, Subway is celebrating you.
Customer appreciation is back.
Enjoy 2 favorites for $2 each. The 6-inch meatball marinara and the cold cut combo.
All that for just $2?
Yup, it's our way of saying thanks.
Subway, eat fresh.
That's a big bull. I think that's old Cyrus. 1,800 pounds of do whatever the heck I want. Take the long way, huh? Thank you, Cyrus.
Oh, kids today. Everything needs a battery. Hold on now. K Jewelers. Looks like we got us a young man here.
Save 25% on any Citizen watch at K, the #1 jewelry store in America.
That's long enough, son.
Every kiss begins with K.
Give me some ribs.
They wrote a jingle. Fridays is writing a symphony with 5 styles of baby back ribs. And right now, you can choose 3 for just $10. Happy Friday.
Look at that.
Want a bite?
Do the jingle! Do the jingle! Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there! Hey, guys. I'm in my office!
State Farm agents help you get to a better state.
A ballpark flame grilled patty with the guys. Can it get any more American? Boom. Made with 100% beef, bold, juicy, ready in about a minute. Flame grilled freedom.
Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by K Jewelers. Our score here 13-7 with Kansas leading it tonight. Fox is the place to be. A Big 12 showdown. Joe Davis, Joey Harrington, Chris Button on hand, heading to Stillwater. The Texas Longhorns to take on Oklahoma State. It begins tonight, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. And go streaming to Fox Sports Go. That's DeAndre Mann ahead for a couple of yards. Anything about the mixing and matching that's been done, along with Brady Quinn and Mike Pereira, Tim Brando, the movement of Tony Pearson by example. He was a original running back, moved to wide receiver in the Charlie Weiss system. They weren't getting him the ball enough. Now they're moving back to running back, and they're squeezing in DeAndre Mann, Corey Avery. Everyone seems fresher. This is a much more vibrant offensive football team right now.
Well, I think he's a smaller in size, speaking of Tony Pearson.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like you can give him the ball quite as much in running the football, but they find ways to get him outside too in the passing lanes.
Nigel King running the slant, well covered by Kevin White, and it falls incomplete.
And that's really where they can be most effective, because they can have a running back by committee.
Very entertaining start for this Jayhawks team. And around the country, with teams trying to make their way into the college football playoff, you think there's some interest in places, I don't know, like Waco, Texas, Columbus, Ohio?
I would think everyone's tuning in to see how this game turns out.
Oh, yeah.
Given the implications on the line.
A few phone calls being made right about now. On 3rd and 7, that pass is tipped and almost caught McKay. I think he lost sight of where it was. It was tipped into the air, and Parmalee may have had the best chance for it, number 11.
They run a switch route, and again, Michael Cummings throws it into a little bit of a team meeting there.
Yeah,
the ball gets tipped up, but McKay had the best chance of getting it.
I don't think he saw it, but it was very near him, and it's 4th down, and Kansas will be forced to punt. Eccles Looper back deep as Pardula, with that big left leg of his, averaging just under 45 for boot, gets ready to punt it out of there. Another boomer sending Eccles Looper inside his 10. Unfortunately, it goes into the end zone for Kansas. I think Pardula was hoping that ball would rest inside the 5. TCU does have a little better field position than they're accustomed. Here in Lawrence, Kansas, they are trailing by 6. 9 and change remaining.
On November 15th, 2 of this generation's great heavyweights face a golden opportunity to become a champion. Submission master Fabricio Verdum. Battles knockout artist Mark Hunt.
Every punch he throws is to knock you senseless.
For the interim UFC heavyweight title. When opportunity knocks, who will answer?
The Lincoln MKZ, the first ever MKC, the new Navigator. The Lincoln Wishlist event is on. Right now, get exceptional limited time offers. Lease the 2015 Lincoln MKZ or MKZ Hybrid for $299 a month.
What does it really mean to be the best? To us, it means giving you a wide selection of products, the best advice, the best service, and an unbeatable price with our price match guarantee. Expert service, unbeatable price, Best Buy.
And so you can see, you're like right here, I can just, check my policy here, add a car, speak to customer service, check on a claim, all with the tap of my Geico app.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I would disagree with you, but that would make me a liar.
No, dude, you're on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I pretty much walked into that one.
Geico, anywhere, anytime. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
Before they earned enough cash back from Bank of America to help spread some holiday cheer. Before earning 1% cash back everywhere, every time, and 2% back at the grocery store.
Thank you.
Even before they got 3% back on gas, all with no hoops to jump through. A couple was inspired to use their Bank Americard Cash Rewards credit card to throw the ultimate ugly sweater party of the season. That's the spirit of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
The Lincoln MKZ, the first ever MKC, the new Navigator. The Lincoln Wishlist event is on. Right now, for a very limited time, get our best offers of the year on the 2015 Lincoln MKC.
13-7 our score. TCU does begin at the 20 after exchange of 3 and outs. And you look at, the winner weather is coming, and the passing yards impacted tremendously, Brady.
Yeah, with the inclement weather, a lot of times when it's windy, it's tough to throw the football, and also when it's cold, it's tough to grip the football. So a lot of times that ends up being inaccurate passing.
There they go on the go route for Dotson. Well, that's a beautiful catch at the 41-yard line. What a gifted receiver he is. The junior from John Tyler High School, Tyler, Texas. Cradles that with one arm, really.
And he's not quite the burner that the other wide receivers are for TCU, but he's great once he goes up in the air coming down with the football. He's very acrobatic in the way he can come down and use his body to get his feet in bounds or just make a tough catch.
He was well defended by Dexter McDonald and still brought it in. Came into the game with 42 catches to lead the team. There you go, the quick screen, bubble screen variety to Aaron Green. Out of bounds at the 35. Let's go back to Los Angeles. Greg Wolf for this Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break.
Guys, down in Tuscaloosa, number 5, Alabama, a chance to perhaps leapfrog the Horned Frogs with a win over number 1 Mississippi State. Josh Robinson brought down in the end zone for the safety. The SEC's top defense strikes early. They've added a field goal since. 5-0 tied first quarter. Tim Brady, back to you.
Should be a very tough defensive game between those two. Going deep for Listenby. That's underthrown. Could be intercepted. Ja'Cory Shepard has it.
The pass is intercepted. Number 24.
Great coverage by Ja'Cory Shepard. He came as a wide receiver. They converted him to a defensive back. One of his biggest skills is the ability to stay with the wide receivers. And once he turns around to see the football, he's got the hands as a wide receiver to catch it.
Give Listenby credit. He did all he could to switch roles and become a defender there. But Shepard, who thought he had a pick six a bit earlier, gets a legitimate interception here. And any way you can stop TCU from scoring, it's advantage to your team because they force you to score with them, much like an Oregon,
and
a lot of air raid teams.
And Trevon Boykin was a little late on the throw. He's running out of room. Listenby had a step on him, but the ball ended up being a little bit underthrown. Credit Ja'Cory Shepard.
Out of the shotgun with Corey Avery, the setback in the end zone. And Avery will get beyond the line of scrimmage, maybe about a half yard. That's all. James McFarland again making the stop, number 40. He's been very active at that linebacker and defensive end position.
He's rotated in with Josh Carraway, number 94. And when it comes down to it, James McFarland's played less but had more production. So he started to kind of see more of a starting role instead of being the guy that rotates in as the backup.
Plays a lot, even though he has his hand on the ground, and Dawson doesn't. He plays a lot like Dawson. He's one of those interchangeable guys. Gary Patterson's so good at turning offensive players into defensive guys, at safety as well as at linebacker. Corey Avery stopped again at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing.
Well, KU has gotten to the habit right now of running a lot on first and second down and then passing the football on third down. TCU's too good of a defense to do that against. You have to be more unpredictable. They're going to have to start passing on early downs in order to open up some things on the outside and to open up the running game.
Clint Bowen talked about his team and the pride that these seniors have. It opens up for Avery this time. He gets it almost to the 10-yard line, which will help on the punt, get them a little bit of room. Marcus Mallett making the stop. So these young men, when you think about it, haven't had a lot go right for them, and it's a senior-laden squad, and he admires so much how they've handled it in and around campus throughout their entire careers.
And one of the things he kept driving home to was talking about how the former players, the people care. They understand, they've gone through it with them, and they've got their back. They respect these players for the way they've handled themselves amongst a lot of the losing that's occurred over the past few years.
Pardula to boot it away. Eccles-Looper is back deep. This is short and returnable. Eccles-Looper manages the 39-yard line. Well, tonight, the UFC returns to Fox Sports 1 for UFC 180 prelims, featuring a bout between 6th-ranked Jessica Ai and 13th-ranked Leslie Smith, plus the Ultimate Fighter Latin American finale. The action starts tonight at 7 Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, a short 37-yard boot for Perdula. Out of character for him. A 6-yard return gives TCU its best field position of the day. The 39 of Kansas. Swinging out to Green. Boy, we're talking about a nice tackle in space. That was a beauty by Smithson. Fish Smithson, the sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland.
Smithson read it all the way, coming from the deep part of the field and securing the tackle. And that's one of the keys versus TCU is tackling in space. KU hasn't done a great job of that all year. They're going to have to today.
4 wide receivers bunched to the top of your screen with an empty backfield on 2nd and 8. And it's the bubble screen to Green. Staying alive. About a yard shy of the first down as he's pushed back. Ben Heaney, the first to make contact.
TCU likes to use these 4-by-1 sets, and in saying that, that means they put 4 of their wide receivers to one side of the field and a single wide receiver to the backside. They like to throw out a wide receiver screen to that 4-receiver side because he's basically got 3 guys out there blocking for him. Well, they've done that a couple times already today. They'll continue to do it throughout this game if KU doesn't put another defender out there.
Here we go with another 3rd and 1. They've missed on a few 4th and 1s. Low snap. And an ad-lib job that leads to a completion at the 12-yard line to Listenby. And again, Trevon Boykin handled it with great poise.
Boykin's ability to improvise, even situations like this where he gets the low snap, gets out of the pocket, his timing's off, but still finds a wide receiver downfield for the first down. So tough to defend.
We talked to him earlier this year when we had the Minnesota game. He's very confident in his ability. Look how far he's come. They go fade to the corner. Incomplete. Intended for Jawan Story. Shepard there to provide the coverage. You know, we were talking with Sonny Cumbie yesterday, and he said, you know, we just didn't know what we had in Boykin.
So Boykin trying to utilize the height of Jawan Story there. He's got a 5-inch difference over Ja'Cory Shepard. Again, they like to use the big body wide receivers on the outside to throw jump balls, either Story or Dotson. Usually their targets down the red zone.
2nd and 10. As it breaks down, Boykin is going to be wrapped up back at the 14 by Jake Love.
Clint Bowen talked about Jake Love being the guy that was going to be the spy for Boykin. Once he left the pocket, he was going to turn Jake Love loose, and he was responsible for trying to find him and not allowing him to get downfield. A nice job by Jake Love being able to tackle downfield. And again, making these sorts of plays in space are the key for KU to stopping TCU's offense.
3rd and 12. They could get a first down just inside the 2.
Looks like they're bringing pressure, all out pressure here.
And the pass is caught inside the 10 at the 7. And that's Emmanuel Porter. David Porter, I beg your pardon. David Porter making the reception. And it's 4th down. And looks like they're going to go ahead and take the points here. And make it a 13-10 game.
It's early in the ball game. No need to feel pressure to go for it in that case.
Oberchrome's had a solid year. Junior from Arlington, Texas. This will be from 25 yards. 3:42 remaining around the country. People are getting updates and they're seeing that Kansas has the lead and they're going, huh? Well, it's happening.
People actually think please freeze! That's what you get! That's what you get!
Don't even say it.
That's what you get.
Let's be cops today.
When Neil Lane creates a ring for today's biggest stars, it looks fabulous from every angle. And for Kay Jewelers, he does the exact same thing. Yes. Neil Lane Bridal, vintage-inspired rings at Kay, the #1 jewelry store in America.
Every kiss begins with K.
The DQ chicken strip basket. They call it tenderloin. I call it #delicious. They're like blizzard good. Is that too far?
Not at all, Alan. The chicken strip basket, now only $4.99. This is fan food, not fast food.
Look to the sky, listen to the trees. Out on the river. Searching for that great tasting 10 calories. Bold country, this is bold country.
Great tasting, bold flavor. 10 calories. Dr. Pepper 10. Taste the bold country.
Not a bad way to end the day.
I've been driving a Lincoln since long before anybody paid me to drive one. I didn't do it to be cool. I didn't do it to make a statement. I just liked it.
Coming up on the Dell halftime, we'll head to Tuscaloosa for the top 5 matchup between Mississippi State and Bama. At number 8, Ohio State strengthened their case for a higher ranking against Minnesota, plus highlights of other top 25 action. Tim, Brady, send it back to you.
All right, Rob, thank you. Interesting to note that it's that Minnesota win, Brady, that you and I had back in Fort Worth in September. It really sort of separates the Horned Frogs from Baylor in the minds of the committee when looking at strength of schedule. Very noteworthy that the Bears have not played one single game outside the Big 12 Conference against a fellow autonomous or Power 5 team. And the choice that was made by TCU to play Minnesota until today is paying some dividends. Ja'Cory Shepherd is back deep. He'll take it at the 2-yard line. And he steps out just beyond the 20 to the 21. Let's take a look at our Dell game summary. And it has been about opportunities missed inside the red zone for TCU and long drives possessing the football for Kansas.
It's been a success for KU on 3rd down. That's what allowed them to eat up time on the clock and win the time of possession battle so far. Although they've got to start changing up their play calling right now. On 1st down so far, they've had 2 passes versus 11 rushes. That's getting pretty predictable. Again, Gary Patterson, TCU defense, they're too good to be that predictable against. They got to start mixing in some passes on 1st down.
Tony Pearson is back in the game, and he'll take it off the left-hand side very quick. And he gets it up to the 29-yard line. That's a big 1st down play. Paul Dawson making the stop. Well, you raised the point because he's such a little guy, and they need to protect him. They have to bring from time to time DeAndre Mann and Corey Avery into the game.
And he's a changeup too. He's got great vision. He's got great cutting ability. That's what separates him from the other backs, is his ability to put his foot in the ground and get east and west and then accelerate north and south.
2nd and 2. Good penetration by that Horned Frogs defense that time. He was fortunate to get ahead of about a yard as Chucky Hunter, 96, the senior from West Monroe, in to make the stop. They've got at times 3 players defensively from West Monroe, Louisiana, playing for TCU. That's a vintage program in my home state. It's produced a lot of college and pro talent through the years.
KU taking their time at the line of scrimmage, eating up clock. Eric Kiesau wanting to get them in the right play call.
On 3rd and 2, right up the middle, it's DeAndre Mann. That changeup we were discussing for Pearson. He's a little tougher going between the tackles, runs big and strong.
And let me note one of the changes too KU made on their offensive line today. Mike Smithberg moved from right guard to left guard, and they elevated Junior Vicinia into right guard position. It's paid off. A lot of their big runs have come in the middle of the defense so far.
Nalu Fusamaloni, one of their top offensive linemen, injured last week, unable to go this week. Mann remains in the game, play fake to him, and they go outside to Harwell. And I think he may have gotten 2, perhaps 3. Anthony Tejada took him out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
TCU playing a lot of zone coverage on the outside. Still not putting an extra guy in the box to stop the run. They're doing a nice job of covering on the outside again, but the running game's where KU's have made a lot of their yards so far today.
Man, the lone setback. Looking long for King. Jump ball. He got it again. They're going to say he stepped out shortly after catching it at the 33-yard line. How many more times will he make a legitimate jump ball go his way?
Eric Keesaw, the offensive coordinator, told us last week there was a point in time where Nigel King and Michael Cummings made eye contact with him. And he knew that they wanted the go route. They wanted to throw it up. And Nigel King's got the confidence now in his game at this point in the season where any ball that's thrown up his way, he's coming down with it. Doesn't matter who's covering him.
Cummings took quite a hit, too, from Terrell Latham, number 90 on that throw. He's a little nicked. Now decides to tuck it, and will go down. That's a sack back at the 35-yard line. Paul Dawson making the stop. It looks like we may be getting a timeout from Kansas. I think Cummings needs a little time to hang on because he definitely took a hit on that long throw to King.
That's why he's done such a nice job in replace of Montel Kozar this year. He's tough. He hangs in the pocket. He gets the throw off. And he's going to be filling that one tomorrow. But that's what this team appreciates the most about him is his toughness and grittiness. Being able to get throws off like that and big plays and completions downfield. That's
Eric Keesaw, the offensive coordinator. New to that position, taking over for John Reagan, more of an offensive line coach that was running it for Charlie. And Ron Pallas is also there with him in the red Kansas top.
A lot of guys who have played the position too. Eric Keesaw played quarterback at Portland State. Ron Pallas played quarterback at Notre Dame. Clint Bowen played here, so we talked about that before. Their ability to relate to the players and bring that sort of energy and enthusiasm, something that they felt was missing with the chemistry with these players before.
McFarland and Latham both got penetration on that hit that took place to drop them back on the King reception. Now it's second down and 14. Cummings' pass caught at the 20 by Harwell. Well, that was put where only he could get it, and it's a first down with the clock ticking. 1:20 remaining in the half.
Biggest key here is they're in field goal range. So Michael Cummings cannot take any negative plays, no sacks, no penalties.
I think you're a little. They were trying to run it quickly, and that's why you see Cummings is upset. They are going to take a look at it.
It's frustrating when you're a quarterback and you have this momentum going down the field. You want to stay in rhythm.
Yeah. You know, and a lot of times they review plays that don't need to be reviewed. Now let's take a look at this one and see if in fact the ball could have been trapped. Ooh, the nose might have been there. I think that might be ruled incomplete.
The tough part is whether or not to know if his hands were underneath the ball. We'll hopefully see it in this angle. That's going to be tough to overturn. It was called a catch.
Yep.
And in that case, I know we saw the nose a little bit, but you can't see his hand. And it looks like from this angle, his hand's underneath.
All right here, the nose of the ball. Now, see, I think the hand is underneath. I agree. The hand is underneath, but the nose of the ball hit the ground. This could be overturned.
I just think it's too close to call. And the call on the field is going to stand.
Has to be indisputable.
Indisputable. I don't think it is.
But the definition of indisputable, Mike Pereira, sometimes gets called into question every week, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, especially when you get a play like this where you can actually see the ball go through the hands to the ground. The question is, did he have control before it hit the ground? If I'm under here, under the hood, and if I'm the replay guy upstairs, I reverse this to incomplete because it goes through the hands and then hits the ground without a hand underneath it.
Mike, you didn't think from the second look that it looked as if his both hands, or at least one of the hands, was underneath the ball?
I thought that until the look from the side put the ball on the ground first with the right hand on top. So, I just didn't see any control first. That was the key to me.
We'll find out. Greg Burks is about to tell us right now.
And it wouldn't be the first time Mike and I disagreed.
After further review, the pass is incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 14 at the 36.
I think the reason for that is clear. The nose of the ball appears to have touched the ground, and that's the findings with respect to whether it's complete or incomplete. Whether the hand is under there or not, Brady, and that's been the trend.
If the hand
all
is
along.
under, then it makes a difference. I just think it's tough in that case to be indisputable.
Right. I wish that they would tell us what defines indisputable, because we have certainly seen contradictions through the course of the season with regard to that. 3rd down and 14. DeAndre Mann stays in the game at running back. Cummings looking long for King again. Jump ball, but it's incomplete. Thrown out of bounds. If King couldn't get it, no one else would. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, that clearly was a critical overturn that changes the complexion of this half.
It was a huge change in field position. It knocked KU out of being in field goal range, and in that play, they're just trying to take a shot.
Boy,
looking for an opportunity.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down. I'm really surprised at this. Tony Pearson has come into the game. I guess when you're in this position, why not? It's a quick kick. Goes a little low, and it's picked out of the air by Hackett, and he's dumped at the 21-yard line.
Well, you'd hope you get a little better kick than that, a little more roll from it.
I think they were hoping to get some roll inside the 10-yard line. Well, coming up on the Dell halftime report, Rob Stone, Joel Klatt, and Dave Wannstedt will probably spend a little more time reviewing our game before they get to these other stories. All of them are important, obviously, with the Buckeyes strengthening their playoff resume, and Nebraska. That's a game between Nebraska and Wisconsin that actually Ohio State needs to go Nebraska's way.
Yeah, they need Nebraska to win out, and then they need to take care of business against Nebraska in the Big Ten championship game in order to have a chance.
Kyle Hicks is now in at running back for TCU as Boykin throws on the cross to Listenby. Remember, he's got sprinter speed. He does manage to get out of bounds about a yard and a half shy of the 1st down.
Greg Allen missed tackle there in the beginning. They need to do a better job of tackling in space.
Look at that. Last time leading a ranked opponent at the half, 2008. You go back a year earlier, that was the Orange Bowl team that Mangino had here, that Bowen was a defensive coach for back in 2007. Boykin looking to go long, and again, quality coverage in man coverage by McDonald against Josh Dotson.
Senior from Rockhurst High School here in Kansas City, did a nice job of getting his head back around and seeing the football so then he could play the football. They call that an aggressive position. There's non-aggressive where you're looking at the wide receiver and you can't see the football, and there's an aggressive position. And in that case, Dexter McDonald became the wide receiver just like Dotson.
3rd down and 1. Again, a low snap. There have been a couple of those today, but Green forges ahead as Boykin handled it quickly with those hands and got it to number 22, and it's a 1st down out to the 35-yard line. Clock stops on the 1st down with 47 seconds left.
Even though you have those gloves on, your hands are still freezing down there. It's hard to feel the ball sometimes.
Boykin. Incomplete. Emmanuel Porter, number 1. Hit hard by McDonald, and it'll be 2nd and 10. You know, you made a comment as we were preparing for this game that the issue for Boykin is not necessarily the long ball or those shallow crosses. It's that intermediate route that is the problem spot for the TCU passing game.
I think it's a problem spot for a lot of spread offenses. They take shots downfield and they throw in a lot of scrimmage, but not a lot of in between.
On 2nd and 10, Porter, the intended receiver, can't come up with it. And that was McDonald that got tied up a little bit. Little incidental contact, but quality press coverage by KU here.
Yeah, and because of the zone read scheme, they've got to play a lot of man coverage, which means press man coverage. In that case, Dexter McDonald got tied up and fell. Big opportunity for Emmanuel Porter, but wasn't able to bring the pass in.
Haven't seen anything really completed in the seam today.
All 4 wide receivers, that's your 4-by-1 set right there. TCU likes to utilize.
3rd and 10. Boykin in traffic. Wrapped up at the 35-yard line. Hauled down from behind by Tyler Holmes, number 94.
Courtney Arnick in there on the play as well, and that's the other guy besides Jake Love. You'll see those 2 guys as the spies for Boykin. Once he leaves the pocket, they're coming up to try to make a play.
Kansas is going to take a timeout. Hope for yet another opportunity before the end of the break. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character and leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and a whole lot more. For more information, visit foxsportssupports.com. Well, this is an inspired performance that we've seen on Senior Day, and yes, the percussion section is enjoying it too.
Everyone's enjoying it. And this is what you'd want to see if you're a Kansas fan on Senior Day. You want to send off these guys the right way. A big upset here would be one way of doing it. But this team is truly playing inspired.
Just when you think you've figured things out. And trust me, around the country, people are saying, really, this is going on? You say, that's why they play the games. That's what separates the college game. That boot was short, and it goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line with 7 seconds remaining.
Not enough time to really do much besides kneel on the football. I don't know if Michael Cummings has a strong enough arm to get it to the end zone either for maybe a Hail Mary at the end of half here.
I got to tell you, I think it's noticeable today anyway that TCU misses B.J. Catalon. I mean, I think his versatility at the running back position. Green's a solid runner, had 170+ against K-State last week, but I think they miss his ability as a safety valve receiver as well as runner.
Well, I think when you don't hit on some of his big plays downfield, you put yourself a lot of times in 3rd and long, and it doesn't help you with your 3rd down conversion rate, and that's where they've struggled. And KU's got a good defense.
No doubt. They do. Listen to this ovation. The inspiration of this TCU senior-laden team. At halftime, they lead it here in Lawrence. And right now, let's send you back to Rob Stone in Los Angeles. I bet the guys are pretty excited about what they've seen for the Dell halftime report.
All right, Tim Brady, thank you. As you guys mentioned, TCU struggling on the ground, just 24 yards rushing as we welcome you to the Fox Sports 1 College Football Halftime, brought to you by Dell. Rob Stone, Joel Klatt, Dave Wannstedt with you. We have felt some positive energy from the Kansas program the last couple weeks, capped off with the home win last week that led to the goalpost being torn down, taken for a little tour of Lawrence. So, Joel, why are the goalposts on upset alert again today?
Well, it's based on effort for me, and I know the guys were just talking about inspired football, and you get the sense that this team in Kansas is playing for their interim head coach, Clint Bowen, who's trying to become the permanent head coach. And right now, he's got the resume to do it. He won that Big 12 game a week ago, guys. They had only won one Big 12 game the entire Turner Gill or Charlie Weiss era. So he's already done that. They only gave up 14 points last week to Iowa State. That was the fewest points in a conference game since 2011. And now they're holding TCU, who ran the ball for 330+ yards on Kansas State, to 24 yards rushing in the first half. I love what Clint Bowen is doing.
I agree with you. He's got everybody focused. You know, the biggest change I see is when he all of a sudden said the quarterback position, we're going to make a change.
Sure.
So he makes a quarterback change, and defensively, those guys have always played hard for him. They didn't turn the ball over today. It's cold up there. It's windy up there. And let's go to TCU. I've been there before. Hey, you can only go to the well emotionally. There are some games that you have to take care of business, as the expression.
Sure.
And this is one for TCU. Show up, win the game. I believe they will.
So, Coach, what is Gary Patterson doing right now in the locker room?
You know what? You don't lose your composure. You get their attention, okay? I'm not going to go overboard here. You know, you get their attention, hey, and you tell them right now, hey, guys, we got to go out there. You know, right now, they're outplaying us. Just what Joel said. They're giving more effort than we're going. We've got to take our level and get the emotion. Right now, TCU's not playing with any emotion.
I would say in TCU's locker room, it would be better if it wasn't Patterson's voice and it was a player's voice that was actually urging them to come along. That's when leadership needs to show up.
You can always flip a table of Gatorade over. You know, there's a lot of
Kick something, break a grease board. I tell you what, Clint Bowen gets a win. He might be signing a contract in the locker room after the end of this game. Yeah. When we return, we're going to head south. Number 1 at number 5, Bama at home, but they could be out of the playoff conversation with a loss to number 1, Mississippi State. And the Buckeyes are about as good of a Saturday as they could script so far. What today's results mean big picture-wise for the Buckeyes next.
I think Cam Newton needs to be a better leader.
He's got so much more responsibility.
He's the guy that they're looking to. Sweat. It says I'm not going to settle. It means I'm not going to stop until I get what I need. But I'm not going to tell you how much I'm working. I'm going to show you.
Gatorade, created to help replace what you sweat out.
You do something to me, something that simply mystifies me.
The new Dell Venue 8 tablet with the remarkable power of Intel inside syncs to other devices without wires, so you can connect in unexpected ways.
You do so well.
Get more, only with Cashflow Insight, powered by PNC CFO. A unique suite of online tools that all work together. Get more efficiency and insight into your business's cash flow. Get more visibility into when customers view and pay invoices and how it impacts your current and future cash flow. Get more time by syncing with your accounting software. Then go home and get more sleep. Get more with Cashflow Insight, only from PNC Bank.
This Thanksgiving,
Y'all criminals. We're not criminals. We suck at crime. We're like nice, normal guys. I like baseball. I wear pants. Hey, we're back.
Nice.
You're all morons.
Shined a light on that.
they're all back for number 2.
All of us? I love this idea. More the merrier.
Horrible Bosses 2, rated R.
That's your new boss?
Yeah.
Well, your boss loves the beach.
Really?
She's been to London, Paris, and her son plays baseball.
You psychic?
No, I speak Pandora. He went to Jared.
Celebrate life's unforgettable moments with a fabulous selection of Pandora charms and bracelets, including these charms exclusively at Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry, telling her life story with just a turn of the wrist.
You're good.
I know.
That's why he went to Jared.
All the way, ha, 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 jingle bells, jingle all the way, put your jingle in it.
Surviving the office holiday potluck? That's feast-worthy. Celebrate with KFC's new loaded potato bowl. Creamy mashed potatoes and gravy, corn, hand-breaded and diced extra crispy tenders, topped with our new bacon cheese sauce, green onions, and 3-cheese blend. Now in our $5 fill-up meal. KFC, the perfect food for those holidays between the holidays.
Welcome back to the Fox Sports 1 College Football Halftime, brought to you by Dell.
Trevon Boykin's 24th touchdown pass of the season had the Horned Frogs up early, but the Jayhawks rallied immediately, and they are up 3 at the break. We want to do that to halftime. Rob Stone, Joel Platt, Dave Wanstadt here with you. The Tide pulled off an overtime win at LSU last Saturday, which kept them at number 5. A chance to move up this week as they hosted number 1 and unbeaten Mississippi State. Not exactly the scoreline most figured early on at this one. A packed house, Nick Saban and the Tide, they won 6 straight versus the Bulldogs. It's going to make it 7. Their defense got them on the board first. Josh Robinson, the hit and the safety.
Their defense has been so dominant at home this year. They're only giving up 62 yards on the ground per game at home. More great defense here. It's been slow moving for Dak Prescott and the Bulldogs, who haven't scored yet in the first half. The last time that happened for an entire first half last year against Alabama.
3rd and 8, Prescott throwing over the head of Robert Jones. A big Heisman day for Dak Prescott, at least possibility-wise. Here he is from the shotgun, 5-0 game. Second quarter, Prescott picked off.
Not with plays like that, Rob.
8 points a game at home, Joel, huh? Something like
That's a Heisman eraser. Number 16, Nebraska at number 20, Wisconsin. Tommy Armstrong, 15-2 as a starter, runs it in. 17-3 Cornhuskers.
That's the one advantage that Nebraska has is a dual threat. Obviously, Armstrong and Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, speaking of Gordon, 62-yard touchdown here. 8th straight game with at least 1 rushing touchdown, but it's Nebraska with the lead, 17-10. 1 loss, Nebraska, oh, by the way. Speaking of 1 loss, Urban Meyer, number 8, Ohio State at Minnesota. The snow doesn't scare me. Give me those frozen dairy treats.
Come on.
Minneapolis.
JT Barrett, the keeper, 86 yards for the touchdown. School record for most rushing yards by a quarterback in this one with 189.
He's been so impressive, Coach. In fact, through his first 10 ball games as a starter, he's got more touchdowns accounted for than Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel. Throw him out there. He's been better.
They're all Heisman names you're throwing out.
Barrett, now 38 touchdowns he's been responsible for in a single season. Ohio State record. They win it. Virginia Tech, the only team to beat Ohio State on the road at number 21. Duke, Michael Brewer, Bucky Hodges. Hokies up by 1.
Yeah, you know, this was obviously a big win for Virginia Tech, but also a big win for Ohio State, which we'll talk about later.
Ross Martin misses the field goal, his second miss of the day, so the Hokies go on the road, go to 500.
I love that.
Frank Beamer gets the victory,
How excited he was.
17-16. We go back to the Buckeyes. Urban Meyer, he had this very content post-game grin on his face when he came over to greet Jerry Kill. His day got better with Tech beating ranked Duke. So let's spin it now to Tuesday. How does the playoff committee, Joel, view number 8 Ohio State?
You've got to take into consideration how they look currently. I know that we've been talking about all season what the resume looks like and taking the entirety of the resume into account. But, Coach, I think the committee is going to have to say this was a different team at that point. And, oh, by the way, that was a different Virginia Tech team as well. And I think that right now Ohio State can make a strong claim that they're playing as good as maybe the 5 or 6 top teams in the country. I know that they might be there depending on what happens in the polls ahead of them this week. But it would be very hard to keep them out because they've been so dominant since the Virginia Tech loss. And let's remember, it's not just a redshirt freshman quarterback, J.T. Barrett. It's a redshirt freshman quarterback that had no preseason camp to get ready. He was thrown into the fire when Braxton Miller's shoulder went down.
In fact, during camp, there was a debate who was going to be number 2 and who was going to be number 3. He wasn't even the full-time backup. And I did hear the committee. I'm not going to get too excited here, but just for the committee members, I did hear this say when Jake Fisher, the starting tackle for Oregon, missed their game and Oregon lost to Arizona, they said, well, we took that into consideration to keep Oregon up there because they had a starter on. Let's give Ohio State some credit for losing a Heisman Trophy candidate and putting a freshman in there and being where they're at now.
There's got to be room for the old adage that championship teams play their best football in November, and I'm seeing that from Ohio State, and I hope that the committee gives them their due because what I saw today and what I've seen the last couple of weeks, Ohio State's one of the best teams in the country.
Also realize at least one team above them this week will lose, be it Mississippi State or Alabama. I don't know if Mississippi State would drop that far.
Mississippi State's non-conference schedule is terrible.
TCU in trouble as well at the break on Kansas.
You
this
never
could be
know.
A great Saturday for
There you guys took Ohio State in your Final Four back in August.
You did. I know you did. Look at you.
It's the guy with the mustache on the set that said that. A big day on our Fox family of networks today. Number 4, TCU, as we mentioned, right here, down at the break to Kansas. Number 14, Arizona hosting Washington on Fox. Marshall looking to stay unbeaten on Fox Sports Networks. And on the Big Ten Network, Indiana and Rutgers tied up.
I'm Greg Wolf. Here are 3 things you need to know. Texans running back Arian Foster is ruled out for tomorrow's game against the Browns with a groin injury. Rookie Alfred Blue will get the start. Mariners second baseman Robinson Cano fractures the pinky toe in his right foot during an exhibition game in Japan. He's expected to be out 3 to 4 weeks. And the UFC returns to Fox Sports 1 tonight for the UFC 180 prelims. Catch all the action inside the octagon beginning at 7 Eastern.
So did you hear the new iPhone is out?
I'm getting one! Sprint is offering this exclusive new plan with unlimited data. The plan is only $50 a month.
$50?
Unlimited iPhone.
So should we eat?
The new Sprint Simply Unlimited plan, exclusively for iPhone 6. Unlimited data, talk, and text for just $50 a month. Switch to Sprint and we'll buy out your contract. It's the best value in wireless.
Malcolm Brown looks to carry the Texas Longhorns to victory against Oklahoma State.
Touchdown!
Tonight at 7:30 on...
So you're into fantasy football? Then you gotta check out these one-week leagues on FanDuel.com. Check out Chris Prince. He's 36. He's from Detroit. And he's won over $656 grand on FanDuel. It's the hottest thing in fantasy football. There's no season-long commitment. And with brand new leagues every week, you can pick a new team any week and get immediate cash payouts. So now you can pack the excitement of an entire season into 1 week. And with FanDuel, you can follow the action wherever you are. No wonder hundreds of thousands of fantasy football players like you are already hooked on FanDuel.com. And look, FanDuel is going to pay out $400 million this year. You gotta get your share. With FanDuel, you can turn your fantasy football skills into real money, like Chris Prince did. And now FanDuel is going to match your first deposit. That's right. Sign up today, and FanDuel will double your deposit. Just go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code CHIEF1. That's FanDuel.com, promo code CHIEF1.
Wednesday on Fox Sports 1. Oklahoma's out to prove only the strong survive. But Creighton is ready to bring down the house. College hoops is back. Sensational. Oklahoma versus Creighton, Wednesday at 8 on Fox Sports 1.
Welcome back to the Fox Sports 1 College Football Halftime, brought to you by Dell.
Over on Fox right now, number 14, Arizona hosting Washington. Wildcats with a chance to get to the Pac-12 title game. They need help and have to win out. Anu Solomon, Samaje Grant all the way down inside the 5. 2 plays later, the freshman Nick Wilson would punch it in, and the Wildcats up 7-0.
I've got to give a lot of credit to Washington, however, because after this score, Washington's defense has been absolutely sensational. They've played well on offense. They're outgaining Arizona at this point in the game by 190 yards.
Siler Miles, the lateral. Marvin Hall throws it to Joshua Perkins. Washington, 357 yards of offense. They lead by 10. Northwestern on the road, taking on Everett Golson, number 18. Notre Dame. Golson, a lot of turnovers lately. 17 in his last 6 games. Keeps it on the option. There will be no turning it over here. 61-yard touchdown run. Irish up 7-0.
This is kind of an important game for both teams. Obviously, Northwestern trying to get to a bowl game, and Golson's trying to get some confidence back after, like you said, Rob, the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Tyreen Folston, little spin move. Irish up 2016 in the second quarter. ACC, number 19, Clemson at number 22, Georgia Tech. Deshaun Watson started injured his left knee in the first quarter, left the game. Cole Stout came in. He did not have a stout game.
No,
kicked off here.
He didn't. Listen, when you go 3 of 11 passing for 19 yards, that's not a good game, right? When you also throw 3 interceptions, that is a terrible game. 3 completions, 3 interceptions. As a backup, you've got to prepare yourself like you're the starter. That did not happen this week.
Oklahoma at Texas Tech.
You talk about a team that's trying to get emotionally back on track. Oklahoma. It's
Trevor Knight not in this ball game either. They're going with Cody Thomas.
Keen Grant with the touchdown there. Unbeaten, unranked Marshall hosting Rice for Keen Cato. Got his man, 30-yard touchdown with that TD pass. Cato passes Chad Pennington for most touchdown passes in school history with 116. Second half from Kansas on the backside for the moment. Basketball is not your focus in Lawrence.
Thursday, Kansas State looks to keep their conference dreams alive against West Virginia. This is where guts, drive, and perseverance will make a difference. Where who wants it more will be the motto. Kansas State, West Virginia, Thursday at 7 Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Telecast sponsored by Kay Jewelers.
This holiday season, Subway is celebrating you.
Customer appreciation is back.
Enjoy 2 favorites for $2 each. The 6-inch meatball marinara and the cold cut combo.
All that for just $2?
Yup, it's our way of saying thanks.
Subway, eat fresh.
Hey, look, it's the State Farm guy. You pumped up our wallets with the discount double checking, so we want to pump you out.
Sorry, what?
Pull us, you flapping loser! You'll thank us later.
Pump up your savings with a discount double check. State Farm.
Hey, searching for a great used car? You got it. Just say, show me millions of used cars for sale at the all-new Carfax.com, where now you can search with the power of Carfax. Just say, show me cars with no accidents reported. Boom. Or how about, show me cars with only 1 owner. Pretty cool. Plus, we're the only site where you get a free Carfax report with every car listed. So find the cars you want, avoid the ones you don't. Start your used car search at Carfax.com.
Jessica I.
Jessica's going for it here.
Leslie Smith. bantamweight battle tonight at 7 Eastern on...
They took the sink.
Moving is hard. Moving with Optimum is easy because you hold on to the important stuff. Keep your email address, phone number, and Optimum ID. Call for free installation and an exclusive movers offer. Optimize your move.
At Precision, we're more than just a great place to buy a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. We are the Route 23 powerhouse.
Hurry in to the Trade Aid sales event. You'll never get more money for your trade than you will right here, right now. Oh, too much to trade? Come on in. This is the week to get the Trade Aid to help you out of it. Even when your bank says no, the powerhouse's banks say yes.
That's what saves you money and makes us the Route 23 powerhouse.
The Trade Aid sales event. Hurry in or visit PrecisionChrysler.com. A Big Finish event.
The network that provides the business communication solutions you know and trust is now taking you further, enhancing the services that keep you connected with managed solutions designed to simplify essential processes and free valuable resources, helping you to do business securely, collaboratively, successfully, from the office, lab, classroom, and beyond. Learn more about LightPath Managed Services. Call or visit us online today.
Sports Live.
Here are 3 things you need to know about the most noteworthy game of the day so far. The Horned Frogs were hot early. Slanina catching the 5th reception in the first drive from Trevon Boykin. But the Jayhawks clearly owned the rock. Chalk Jayhawk converting on 6 out of 10. And quarterback Cummings was doing the job, controlling the football and finding Jameis Mundine among others. As we welcome you back on Senior Day, the committee is looking on and probably very interested, I'm sure, in the proceedings as number 4 TCU finds themselves down by 3. Brady Quinn by my side. It has been a lot of emotion and inspiration, but also technically the job's been done defensively.
It has been. It's been mostly in the secondary.
Yeah.
Dexter McDonald, Ja'Cory Shepard have done a nice job not allowing any big plays downfield. And that's the biggest key with these spread offenses. They nickel and dime you. They throw underneath, and then they take big shots downfield. They're not as good at completing some of those intermediate passes, some of those curl routes, the in routes, things of that nature. So Kansas has to continue to cover downfield, not let them get back behind them, and not allow the big play. And I think they'll be able to hang in there and be able to possibly win this game with the way Michael Cummings is playing. Their offense is controlling the football right now.
Well, look at the passing by distance in this game for Boykin.
And that kind of talks about the spread offense and just the overall effectiveness of being able to complete balls in the middle of the field versus deep downfield and at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Ja'Cory Shepard with the return. And he'll be stopped shy of the 20-yard line as we take a look at our first half stats presented by Geico. Total yards may be a wash, but I think the catalyst here is those first downs and the ability to sustain the football in long drives.
Yeah, they don't have a turnover either. KU's got to play a clean football game in regards to the turnover margin. That's something that there's no one better in the country than TCU. They're number 1 in turnover margin. Defensively, they get a ton of turnovers, and offensively, they've been good at not turning the football over. So KU's got to continue to win the turnover battle to hang in this game.
Pearson in the backfield. Cummings with time, and he throws it over the middle on the crossing pattern to Jameis Mundine. That was a problem in that touchdown drive. The linebackers isolated could not stay with number 41, and they begin with the same thing to open the half.
Well, if it's a linebacker, he's not quick enough to handle Mundine's speed. If it's a safety, he's not big enough to handle his physicality once he catches the ball or is getting open on a route. Again, he's a mismatch for everyone on across the entire field.
This patchwork offensive line has done a pretty good job of keeping Cummings protected. Gibson, the center. Smithburg has moved over to left guard. Junior Vicinia has moved over as the starter on the right-hand side. There's Tony Pearson, stopped for no gain by Davion Pearson, 57.
Davion Pearson beat Larry Mazik across the ball and was able to get a tackle for a loss there. They've got to find a way of getting a positive play here. Again, putting it in 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. They did that in the first half, and that's why their success rate was so high.
Well, everyone that's a playmaker has been involved, whether it's Mundine, certainly Harwell as a possession receiver, Nigel King on those jump ball situations, Pearson and Avery. Cummings now under pressure from the middle. Nice ad-lib to Mundine. Jimmy gets away from the shoestring tackle. Stays alive inside the 20. Down to the 5.
Number 31, Jimmy.
67 yards and a first and goal for the Jayhawks.
Jimmy Mundine with the great catch and run. And we just talked about it. He's so tough to bring down. His athleticism matched with his size, and even setting up the defender at the end to get the extra 10 yards. And I credit Michael Cummings for finding enough room in the pocket to get the throw off.
He kept the play alive, too. Avery stopped at the 1-yard line.
Number 6.
Sam Carter, number 17, coming up from strong safety to lead the charge for the Horned Frogs.
We start to see a little snow come down as well.
They wanted more precip here. Listen, Clint Bowen told us, hey, wind, snow, whatever.
They wanted it all.
They wanted it all.
Lots of it.
The front was supposedly going to get in here a little sooner this morning, but it's running late, and most of it, we were expecting a dusting, maybe a couple of inches, that's all.
Again, this is a running formation for KU.
Avery, not quite.
They've tried that a couple of times now. It's been the same play. What they scored on their initial touchdown, similar formation, similar play. Eventually, they're going to take a shot outside because they've got one-on-one coverage with Nigel King on 25, Kevin White.
Avery checks out. DeAndre Mann, who's a more physical runner, comes in. McKay has also come into the game. Justin McKay, number 19.
McKay's another target there if he's matched up one-on-one on the outside to throw a fade.
Oh, he kept it. Cummings, touchdown. Well, he got dinged, too. He paid for it. That shoulder again. Oh, he did all he could to hang on to it. I think the ball was somewhat loose. He cradled it as best he could, but that shoulder got popped again. And remember, he left the game for a couple of series last week against Iowa State. And Coach Sark did handle the job, and he's gotten a lot of snaps through the course of the year, was the starter. He may be called upon yet again. Matthew Wyman had an extra point blocked in the first half. He's on for the point after. But the toughness of this young junior quarterback from Killeen High School, Killeen, Texas, unquestioned. 67-yard connection to Mundine was the difference. Jimmy has been unstoppable for the linebackers. Cummings kept the play alive. And yardage after the catch was the catalyst. And then the toughness, hurt shoulder and all, Cummings gets it in. Clint Bowen trying to orchestrate the biggest upset of the college football season here in Kansas.
He's made diamonds using peer pressure alone. He is the most interesting man in the world.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Calling all Justice League members. Mayday.
Give up! Wow, that's a lot of bad guys.
What happened to Robin?
I haven't seen him.
Rated everyone 10 and up.
Hi, I'm Dom. What can I get you?
I need 6 large pies, pronto.
Sounds like a party. Whoop, whoop.
Introducing voice ordering on the Domino's app. Right now, get 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for $5.99 each.
Enter the Quicken Loans Drive Home a Winner Sweepstakes for a chance to win a full year without mortgage payments and a new Chevy SS Performance Sedan. Enter the Quicken Loans Drive Home a Winner Sweepstakes today at QLRacing.com.
The way we see it, after a heavy snowfall, you have 2 options. You can stay inside, or Get behind the wheel of the Jeep Grand Cherokee with an available best-in-class 4x4 traction management system to maximize control, giving you confidence in all weather conditions. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2015 Grand Cherokee Laredo for $369 a month.
Do Hooters girls make your wings taste better and your beers stay colder? Do they make football more fun to watch? Yes. Yes, they do.
Seatbelts, headrests, and airbags help you survive a crash. But if you upgrade your headlights, you may even avoid one. See farther, wider, better. Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Fox Sports 1 College Football is presented by Kay Jewelers. So far, this is a gem being thrown up by a one-win Big 12 team against the fourth-ranked team in the country according to the college football playoff standings. What a way to start our day on the Fox family of networks here on FS1. Cameron Eccles-Looper is back deep. And again, they'll angle it towards the corner. He comes up and grabs it at the 16. Looking to get outside. Nowhere to go.
Nice job by the coverage team stringing it out. Let's look at the touch. Let's look at the big play on the last series. Jameis Mundine at the top of your screen. He's going to run a little sit route over the football. But once Michael Cummings starts to scramble, he then gets open, and he loses coverage. We talked about his physicality, being able to break tackles downfield. This is what's special, is once he starts to go after the defender, makes a move, and is able to get back upfield to extend the play for another 20 yards.
Yeah, that was remarkable. He's not just tough, he's also got the speed to go with it. There's Aaron Green on the stretch play. He tackled just beyond the 35 to the 37 by Big Ben Heaney.
Ben Heaney all over the football field. He's been so effective in stopping the run, not allowing big plays. They're going to continue to need him to stop Aaron Green for having a huge effect on this game.
Second down and a yard. Javon Boykin running out of time. Gets it to his man, David Porter. Well, I am continually being amazed at how he has progressed as a quarterback, given the fact that he was a running back / safety at one time in his career. He's shown tremendous poise, even in this game that has not gone his way.
And that last play in particular, he worked through his progressions. He actually looked off Ben Heaney, staying in the zone coverage, and then found David Porter for the completion.
Hicks and Travaris Johnson are in the game, and it goes to Hicks. And he is dumped at the 45-yard line by Cassius Sindish.
A nice block by David Porter on the outside. Took down Tevin Shaw. Didn't allow him to make the first tackle, and Sindish was able to come up and finally wrap him up.
In case you were wondering, the biggest deficit that TCU has faced all year is 13. Now remember, they did have a come-from-behind victory in Morgantown. They can call upon that here in the second half. That was the game that they were down by 13 in. Slanina, the intended receiver.
Tim, one of the biggest differences I noticed in TCU from when we first saw them against Minnesota this year is they're running at such a slower pace. They were running a play every 17 seconds. Now they've been taking their time.
You know, I think it was the Baylor game where they decided that. When they gave up those 21, it was after the Baylor game. They were so fatigued at the end of the game with Baylor. I think they did slow it down, whether they want to admit to it publicly or not. We certainly are seeing fewer plays from them. 3rd and 3. Green, that last lunge may have gotten him the first down. I think it did.
Well, Green's fired up, and he wants the football more and more. He was a big factor in their win last week versus Kansas State, taking the place of the injured B.J. Catalon. He's done a nice job of filling his shoes. We talked about him not being as dynamic or having the top end speed, but he's a very productive back.
Now they mix and match. A lot of talent off the edge for this TCU offense. Empty backfield. That pass is thrown and caught to Slanina again inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
It was nice ball placement by Trevon Boykin. They faked the screen to the outside. And they're able to find Slonina slicing through the zone coverage.
Just over 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Kansas has already scored on their opening possession of this half. Horned Frogs looking to answer. Green with that little hop skip maneuver gets ahead for about 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7. Michael Reynolds, unsung perhaps because of the overall play of Ben Heaney. This young man has really grown up. He's forced fumbles in as many games as they've played the last 5. He leads the conference in forced fumbles.
And he's turned into a big pass rusher in the Big 12, and you look at his ability to get to the quarterback and force fumbles.
Oh, there's some pressure. He gets it to Kyle Hicks. Open spaces for number 21.